Do you know Genie, the magic lamp? We cannot talk about Aladdin without him, can we? Today, I'd like to introduce a product that is as important as Genie and something that will bring some magic to your procedure. Have you experienced the Carboxy Therapy yet? The lipolysis, injections, cellulite management, and the outcome will be promising enough, but it is so painful. Of course, there's even a proverb saying, no pain, no gain. But I would definitely prefer to have no pain, yes gain, if I could choose. And I chose to choose the needleless carboxy therapy, which is RIBESKIN CO2 Carboxy Combo is a non-invasive therapy, and all you need is a nice and simple topical application over the skin. RIBESKIN CO2 Carboxy Combo was developed by JM Biotech, a Korean company, and it is the first CO2 carboxy product that is non-invasive procedure, not an injecting procedure. For the past years, since 2007, there had been no reported side effects, and it is certified with CPNP in Europe and FDA in US, meaning it is safe and the quality is assured. And look at the size. They're in bulk, which means it will be very cost efficient for professionals and higher quality service will be available. It contains higher concentration of CO2 than other products in mass market, and this will enhance the blood circulation of your skin, making it into a clearer and brighter one. Okay, let's look into this product now. So, this is the CO2 gel looking like a shampoo bottle, and this is a sheet which has two different types. Many of you must be curious about how the CO2 is generated from these materials. So, I will show you how it works. Put the gel on your skin. Apply the sheet. If you press the sheet, do you hear this? This is the sound of CO2 being generated. Awesome, isn't it? Now give a gentle pressure for 5 minutes. And then leave it for 15 to 20 minutes. After that, take the sheet off, and that's it. So, what are the effects from the RIBESKIN CO2 Carboxy Combo? Firstly, it has a great lifting and contouring effect since the metabolism and protein synthesis are promoted. Secondly, it has a great effect on the brightening of the skin tone, and this is from the enhanced blood circulation. Thirdly, pore management. The waste will be discharged and you will keep the pores contracted. Fourthly, relief of swells and bruises that could have been caused from various cosmetic procedures. The fifth point will be the exfoliating effect. This will dissolve impurities and dead skin cells, keeping your skin ultra soft and clean. Because this is not a direct injection, some of you might have doubts about the effects this can show. So, I got some photos to show you. This shows the result from RIBESKIN CO2 Carboxy Combo. You know what? This is from just one treatment, and you see an improvement in skin tone, pore sizes, and skin elasticity and lifting. Regular treatment will bring even better outcomes. You can also see a lot of improvement on stretch marks from diet or from pregnancy. There is a special effect that no other carboxy therapy has, but RIBESKIN CO2 Carboxy Combo has. Many of you must be concerned with the clogged lymphatic system. A good lymphatic flow is one of the most fundamental things we care about, since that builds a good foundation of our skin and improves our immune system also. The lymphatic flow can be promoted from the CO2 bubbles as it massages the lymph nodes with constant pressure and strength. If the drainage is poor, if you have a clogged lymphatic system, you tend to get a rough and dry skin, and particular parts of your body would even swell. So, This kind of massage will enhance the flow. Therefore, a discharge of toxins and water will be successful and your skin will become clear. The toxins in lymph nodes are the bad boys that speed up the skin aging, so we must make sure we get a good lymphatic flow all around the body. If you wake up in the morning after heavy drinking, if you're in high heels for a long time, and if you're unwell from cold or something, you often get swollen face or legs. This kind of swelling and darker face tone is all because of the poor blood circulation. And what you normally do will be giving massages to your face or body to make you feel better. Does anything click yet? Yes. The RIBESKIN CO2 Carboxy Combo has a similar effect which we call a Bohr effect. And it improves the whole blood circulation only from applying on the skin surface. When the CO2 gel and sheet get in contact, large amount of CO2 gas is generated, causing a rapid increase of the carbon dioxide concentration. The hemoglobins in our blood will then start releasing corresponding amount of oxygen in order to lessen the intensity of the increased CO2. This exchanging process of CO2 and O2 is basically what happens when you do the aerobic exercise. So this enhances the blood circulation and the overall metabolism is promoted too. The more CO2 into your skin, the better aerobic exercise effect you get. This shit looks so plain, but is so smart. Not only because it is easy to use and strong, but also because it plays its role as a shield. It stops the CO2 gas from escaping and makes sure the gas is penetrated into the skin without losing a bit of it. Since there are so many great effects you can get without irritating your skin, clinics are combining this with various other procedures including lipolysis, laser therapy, peeling, mesotherapy, and post-delivery skin treatment to maximize the effect of the final outcome. I'll give you more details later during the FAQ session. Gel and sheet. The gels include 750 milliliters and 1,500 milliliters. This is a roll sheet which may look like a kitchen towel, and this is a facial and neck sheet. A good thing about the roll sheet is that you can cut it up yourself and customize it accordingly to the sizes of your client's faces or other body parts. I'll give you more details about how to tailor it. If you're a first-time user, tailoring can be a little daunting. But don't worry, as you can always choose to go with the facial neck and sheet, which is ready to go. Unlike other mask sheets, this one provides a full coverage down the neck. You cannot talk about carboxy therapy without relating it to a body treatment, and this is a specially developed sheet only for body use. The stronger sheet will be more effective since the skin of body parts are thicker than the face. You see? This one can give out 3 times higher amount of CO2 gas. And your body needs this because the body skin is a lot thicker than facial skin. So, body requires more CO2 reaction, and that is why this sheet is invented for. So, I will show you how to do the procedure. Have the gel and sheet ready. For the full facial treatment, you will need 30 milliliters of the gel, and that is about 10 pumps. If you need extra, maybe get 3 to 5 more pumps, depending on the sizes though. With that amount, you can fully cover face and neck. If you want to cover the collarbone, add 3 more pumps, and facial and neck sheet is already caught up and ready to go, so it is easy to use. In case of roll sheet, you need to customize it, and I'll show you how now. Firstly, cut along the line that is marked on the roll sheet, fold it in half, Mark the nose and chin and give those points a cut. And cut along the forehead in curve and chin. Then give another cut in a diagonal way, starting from the chin and up to the ear. Finish up by giving a final cut on the tip of the nose. Do not throw away the remaining pieces since they can be used for some parts on neck and nose later. For the collarbones, you can cut the sheet in half and line them up. Or, in case your client is thinner, one piece of a half-size sheet may do. One thing to be cautious about. The sheet is made of CO2 powder, so if you do the cuttings near the client's face, the powder in the air can cause sneezing. So, make sure you tail it away from your client's face. Okay, good. Let me show you details about the procedure step by step. Before you start, cleanse the skin and cover the eyes and lip with cotton pads. Then put the gel over the skin all around the face and neck. Apply a thick layer of a gel on forehead and chin area. And apply a thin layer of the gel on the rather thin and sensitive areas such as cheeks, temples, and around the eyes and lip. What you do next is to place the sheet over the face where the gel is applied and massage for 5 minutes by giving it a gentle pressure. You can start from chin, cheeks, forehead, nose, back to the forehead, cheeks, and to the chin, and generate CO2 in all parts. If you give a lymph massage during this procedure, this will maximize the effect. The lymph nodes are everywhere around our body, but for those in our face, they are identified as terminus, profundus, angulus, parotis, temporalis, and extra. So, gently massage from the terminus, profundus, angulus, parotis, and temporalis, and then go back to the temporalis, parotis, angulus, profundus, and give a pressure on and around the terminus to finish up the massage. Because the generation of CO2 is already giving out a massage effect, you don't need to put much pressure against the skin. If you want extra lifting effect, use the bandage. Cover the area with a dry gauze first, then put the bandage along the face line tightly for an extra lifting. Once done, incubate for 15 to 20 minutes. After 15 to 20 minutes of incubation time, you take off the sheet and you see some redness. Don't worry, since it's a good thing. The redness means the procedure went perfectly well. I'll come back to this point later again. Once the sheet is taken off, wipe off the remaining gel with the sponges and warm towel. Then finish off by applying an Epiderm Plus mask and Epiderm Plus gel. Now, let me talk about the treatment on abdominal area this time. The steps are pretty much the same as the facial treatment. It is helpful for loose skin to reshape a body line. Since regeneration of skin is promoted, reshape a body line to be reduced. It also helps remove edema when you experience swellings from pregnancy or poor circulation. Use the body sheet, which is 60 centimeters long per unit. 1.5 or 2 units is normally used. The fat layer is quite thick in the abdominal area, so applying enough manual massages can help maximize the effect. You can also use the devices such as a high-frequency massage machine to break up the solid fat particles. The manual massage will enhance the circulation and can be done on the bare skin without any cream. The massage is basically lifting the skin up and giving it a roll. And you'll be able to check up your client's belly condition and fat level too. The massage can be done either before or after the CO2 Carboxy Therapy. Before you start, cleanse the skin. Cover the belly button with a cotton pad. Apply the gel all over the abdominal area using a spatula. What you do next is to place the sheet over the abdominal area where the gel is applied and massage for 5 minutes by giving it a gentle pressure. Keep on massaging until the CO2 reaction is over and put the wrap around the area in order to make the CO2 penetration into the skin more effectively. Once the wrapping is done, let it have an incubation time of 15 to 20 minutes. After that, cut up the wrap with scissors, take up the sheet, and wipe out the remaining gels with wet sponges and warm towel. Finish up the treatment by applying an epiderm plus gel. Furthermore, there are body parts where you get pimples and acne easily, such as back and chest. And those areas where you can easily get pigmentation like under the breasts or underarms. Basically, you can use it for your... Let me talk about the treatment on abdominal area this time. The steps are pretty much the same as the facial treatment. It is helpful for loose skin to reshape a body line. Since regeneration of skin is promoted, reshape a body line to be reduced. It also helps remove edema when you experience swellings from pregnancy or poor circulation. Use the body sheet, which is 60 centimeters long per unit. 1.5 or 2 units is normally used. The fat layer is quite thick in the abdominal area, so applying enough manual massages can help maximize the effect. You can also use the devices such as a high-frequency massage machine to break up the solid fat particles. The manual massage will enhance the circulation and can be done on the bare skin without any cream. The massage is basically lifting the skin up and giving it a roll. And you'll be able to check up your client's belly condition and fat level too. The massage can be done either before or after the CO2 Carboxy Therapy. Before you start, cleanse the skin. Cover the belly button with a cotton pad. Apply the gel all over the abdominal area using a spatula. What you do next is to place the sheet over the abdominal area where the gel is applied and massage for 5 minutes by giving it a gentle pressure. Keep on massaging until the CO2 reaction is over and put the wrap around the area in order to make the CO2 penetration into the skin more effectively. Once the wrapping is done, let it have an incubation time of 15 to 20 minutes. After that, cut up the wrap with scissors, take up the sheet, and wipe out the remaining gels with wet sponges and warm towel. Finish up the treatment by applying an epiderm plus gel. Furthermore, there are body parts where you get pimples and acne easily, such as back and chest. And those areas where you can easily get pigmentation like under the breasts or underarms. Basically, you can use it for your whole body. CO2 Carboxy Therapy can also be done on arms and hands for more elastic skin and slimmer body lines. Get 20 pumps of the gel for both arms. That is 30 milliliters, which is 10 pumps on each arm. 65 centimeters will be an appropriate length, and that is about 2 units of the roll sheet. You can have the 30 centimeters unit of the sheet. use each piece on the upper arm and lower arm. Or, in case someone has a rather strong upper arm, one whole unit can be used for upper arm and a half-size sheet on the lower arm. It will be large enough to cover the back of the hands. Before you start, cleanse the skin. Apply the gel all over the arms and hands using a spatula. What you do next is to place the sheet over the arms and hands where the gel is applied and massage for 5 minutes by giving it a gentle pressure. Keep on massaging until CO2 reaction is over and put the wrap around the area in order to make the CO2 penetration into the skin more effectively. Once the wrapping is done, let it have an incubation time of 15 to 20 minutes. After that, take off the wrap and sheet and wipe out the remaining gels with wet sponges and warm towel. Finish up the therapy by applying an epiderm plus gel. Underarm is one of the body part with such poor drainage. And if you want to treat that area, half the sheet will be a proper size. Let your clients hold their arms up, apply the sheet over the armpit, along the inner side of the upper arm. You can also do the CO2 Carboxy Therapy to relieve swells on the calves and feet. In case of feet, you get exfoliation as a bonus. It will also help remove those ugly cellulites on thighs. For the leg program, you will use 10 pumps respectively to each calf and thigh. So, how many altogether? It will be 40 pumps for both sides. Cut up the sheet to fit the size of the client's leg. If your client is facing down, 65 to 70 centimeters will be an appropriate length, and that is about 2 to 2.5 units of the roll sheet. If your client is having a facial treatment, the person must be lie down facing up. In that case, half size for each calf and 30 centimeters long unit for each inner thigh will be suitable. Today, I'll show you a demonstration in a face down position. Before you start, cleanse the skin. Apply the gel all over the legs using a spatula. What you do next is to place the sheet over the legs where the gel is applied and massage for 5 minutes by giving it a gentle pressure. Keep on massaging until the CO2 reaction is over and put the wrap around the area in order to make the CO2 penetration into the skin more effectively. Once the wrapping is done, let it have an incubation time of 15 to 20 minutes. After that, take off the wrap and sheet and wipe out the remaining gels with wet sponges and warm towel. Finish up the therapy by applying an epiderm plus gel. Follow the same steps on feet. But remember to exfoliate the soles before the carboxy therapy. If there is too much dead skin, the generated CO2 may struggle penetrating into the skin. 5 pumps on each foot will be proper, and that is 10 pumps for both sides. For the bottom of the foot, cut a unit of sheet into half in a horizontal line. Each piece will be used for each side, and it will be large enough to cover up to the ankle. If someone has a tiny foot, 1/3 the size will do. There are various packaging options that you can choose from. There are 2 different volumes for RIBESKIN CO2 Carboxy Combo: large set and medium set. Large set always comes with an 1,500 milliliters gel, which is enough for 50 sessions of facial treatment. So, the set A consists of the 1,500 milliliters gel and the 1,500 centimeters roll sheet. Meanwhile, for set B, you get facial sheets for 50 sessions instead of a roll sheet. if you want both roll sheet and facial sheets, set C will be the option for you. On the other hand, the medium set comes with a 750 milliliters gel. You get a 800 centimeters roll sheet with the gel for set A, or you can choose the set B if you want 25 mask sheets instead of the roll sheet. As a special edition, there are options for body treatment only, and you can get body large set and body medium set. Wow! There are many options! But I must introduce one last but not the least option for those who want to go for a trial. It's a cute trial kit where you can go for 5 sessions of facial and neck treatments. So choose the right one for you depending on your needs. Compared to other carboxy products in the market, RIBESKIN CO2 Carboxy is 1. Cost-effective with bulk sizes available for 50 treatments or 25 treatments. 2. For dermatological professionals with a higher concentration of sodium carbonate that generates CO2. 3. Consists of a facial sheet that is specially designed for a full neck coverage. 4. Available with a roll sheet that can be cut up for customized shapes and sizes. 5. Available with a body roll sheet that is particularly developed for body treatments. Recently, there are so many copies of RIBESKIN CO2 Carboxy Combo, but you must remember that this is the first and only bulk-sized CO2 therapy product that is available for our dear professionals. You must check if the product is the right RIBESKIN CO2 Carboxy Combo that is certified in EU, US, and South Korea. Otherwise, you can be one of the victims who suffer from side effects from using uncertified copycat products. Redness is one of the common outcomes, but it does not mean your skin is irritated. The redness is due to the Bohr effect, where the large amount of CO2 increases the partial pressure of the oxygen and the overall blood circulation. You will see more redness on those parts with poor circulation of the fluids. This is how your face turns red after an aerobic workout. Gentle drainage massages with constant pressure and strength will encourage movement of the lymph fluids. Certain energy will be generated during this process, which may cause the redness on your skin. This is totally normal. Shows the fact that the procedure had been effective. The redness will disappear within 1 to 2 hours, but can be relieved immediately if you use the Epiderm Plus gel and the Epiderm Plus mask. The Epiderm Plus is RIBESKIN's signature post-procedure care product. It contains major key ingredients that are already well known for skin regeneration, such as EGF and snail secretion filtrate. It also contains Centella asiatica and allantoin that are great for soothing and recovery after procedures. It comes in both gel and mask. The gel type is available in 2 sizes, 15 grams and 70 grams. And if you choose to go with the mask, you get 25 facial sheets of the Epiderm Plus mask. This mask sheet covers both face and neck. RIBESKIN CO2 Carboxy Therapy had no reported side effects since its launch in 2007. It is a non-invasive procedure having a minimal stimulus on skin. Therefore, can be used during pregnancy. Yes, the MTS procedure can be combined. However, please make sure the RIBESKIN CO2 Carboxy Therapy is done before the light MTS procedure in order to maximize the absorption of the ampule. If the MTS is done beforehand, some irritation on skin may be caused from the micro-injuries from the MTS procedure being in contact with the gel. It is okay to do CO2 Carboxy therapy right after the MTS. Since the RIBESKIN CO2 Carboxy therapy will enhance skin regeneration, apply MTS first on stretch marks before the carboxy therapy. However, in case it is the first time for the client to have the carboxy treatment, sole RIBESKIN CO2 Carboxy therapy is recommended without MTS, since the MTS may cause some marks. Apply the MTS once a week and RIBESKIN CO2 Carboxy therapy 2 to 3 times a week. First, CO2 Carboxy therapy before the dermatological procedures such as laser, peeling, injection, and extraction will help maximize the effect of the main procedure. After a week from the procedure, proceed the carboxy therapy in order to promote the regeneration of the skin. Every 1 to 2 times a week is recommended for 4 weeks. Second, if there are bruises and swells after plastic surgeries, CO2 carboxy therapy can be applied a month after the surgical procedure. Every 2 to 3 times a week, maintaining for 2 weeks is recommended. Third, for weight management, carboxy is recommended right before the lipolysis procedure and a week after the procedure. CO2 carboxy therapy can replace the use of high-frequency device. Fourth, clients during pregnancy can have CO2 Carboxy Combo as an edema treatment before delivery. Apply the treatment, avoiding the abdominal area. Therapy can be done to treat loose skin and edema after delivery or birth. 10 treatments are recommended for 2 weeks. Fifth, CO2 Carboxy therapy can be done as an independent treatment. The therapy can improve skin tone, elasticity, loose skin, lifting, and treat combination skin. Every 2 to 3 times a week is recommended for 4 to 12 weeks. Okay, we have learned about the non-invasive CO2 Carboxy therapy through this video. This is a very popular therapy at clinics, and as a matter of fact, myself is a big fan of it too. I hope this video was helpful enough for those of you who are not quite familiar with carboxy. Thank you for watching. Bye!